Hey everyone, I'm Brent Barnett with Gibraltar Hardware, and today I'm going to be customizing a rack for Samantha Maloney. You've probably heard her name a couple times. You know, she's played around with some small bands here and there all over the world, one being Hole, the other one being Motley Crue. Today she's playing for a band called Brother Clyde, which is fronted by Billy Ray Cyrus himself.
Hi guys.
And she stopped by because she is one of our new endorsers now, and she's very interested in a rack.
I am, and not the rack that you're thinking about, but I want a Gibraltar drum rack actually. I've never had a drum rack before, and I always thought they looked a little bit too cumbersome, and it was kind of aesthetically unappealing to me until a couple months ago I saw the Gibraltar Stealth rack. I was just checking out different things online, and I saw that, and I thought that looks so super cool, sleek. I want to check that out. So I'm here today with Brent, and we are designing my rack, and I cannot believe it, how cool it's going to look.
So here is the new rack that I customized for Samantha Maloney. I like to call this the lowrider. Now Samantha came to me with the idea that, you know, she did not want any curved bars on this rack. She wanted everything straight, every straight bar, but she wanted it to look a little more hip than just a normal straight rack. So I showed her the V-bars that we have, and that really sparked her attention. And so what we decided to do was to make every vertical bar that's on the rack have a cymbal come out of it. She plays two rack toms, and I believe 2 floor toms, and but she mounts the 2 rack toms off of one stand. They're all offset. So what we did was I took just a regular SC-GRSCTLA, which is our chrome T-leg assembly, and I added a short V-bar onto it, which is the SC-GPRSV, and I had to chop about 6 to 8 inches off one of the legs of the V-bar in order to bring it down low enough to where it would hold her cymbals and her rack toms comfortably. So since the T-leg assembly only comes with one T-leg clamp, I added another one to add the rack tom mount, and which is the SC-GRSCTL. And because, you know, these are separate, I had to brace them in some way, because if you've got 2 rack toms coming off this and you have nothing here to support this, like for instance that little crossbar right there and then right there, this whole assembly is just going to fall over, so your tom stand won't be stable. So I supported it just with some 2 extra tubes that I found lying around, which is a great example of never ever ever throw away any of the tubes that you cut off. So I just connected them with the tube, and I used the right angle clamp, the chrome version right angle clamp that we have, which is the SC-GCRA, and on down to the side part of this rack. What I did was she really needed a longer tube than most people do, because, you know, she has crashes that go pretty much even with her shoulders, and she's a tall girl, so she needs that extra length right back here so she can get the cymbals back in her correct spot. So I used the SC-GPR59, and we have a 68-inch tube that we also have that's the longest one. But what I did is I just made this exact same leg in the back right here, but only one vertical. And I used the SC-GCRA, which is our standard chrome right angle clamp, just to connect this tube to the vertical. And on the top, I use the SC-RMAA, which is the racked mounting assembly, and you can mount drums, you can mount cymbals right out of it. It's great. So let's go over to the floor tom side. Now basically what I did over here was just duplicate exactly what I did on the right side, on the right side of the drum kit, and because she said she wanted everything to be very symmetrical. So the only thing that's going to be different over here is that she's going to have less stuff mounted, and she'll have, like, she might have a tambourine, you know, maybe a cowbell. On the other side she's got a bunch of like smaller accessories. She's got a laptop. So here is the real interesting part. Samantha plays with an 8-inch deep snare drum, and most of the snares that most of the snare stands that most companies offer are set at a certain height, and for someone that plays with the snare as low as she does and such a deep snare, it's difficult to get the snares at the right height. So especially when you're connecting this no-leg snare stand to the rack, you always have a problem sometimes with this rack bar interfering with the double pedal arm. So I had to custom build her a no-leg snare stand, which I just took some tube lying around and I chopped it down, put an SC-RMAA on the top of it. You can see another function that it works for right there. And I had to use a V-bar in order to support it. Instead, you can use straight bars and curved bars, but in order for this to work for this design, I had to use this because I didn't have the room down here to connect it at the very bottom. I had to connect it at the top, but if I'd have gone over the double pedal arm, then it would have been too high for me to attach it to the actual snare stand. So I figured out a way to go underneath it. And the way I mounted this snare support is I used the adjustable right angle clamp, which is the SC-GCSAR. And what this is it's a 90-degree angle clamp that has a set of gears in between the two clamps. And those gears allow the clamp to swivel in any direction you want it to, counterclockwise or clockwise, and you can lock it into place at whatever angle you desire by a little drum key that's on the inside of the clamp. So that allows you to get a lot of angles that you wouldn't normally be able to get with just a regular right angle clamp. Now if you notice, there's some excess left on this snare stand support arm right in the back area right here, and that's because I'm supposed to meet up with her tomorrow to tweak out the rack and customize it even further to what she needs when we get her kit set up on it. I left that extra in case she wants to move it back or forward. It's always better to have more tube than not enough.